Hey, how's it going, guys? Monolith here with another Monolithic overview, and today we're going to take a look at Awesomenauts. There is a new patch on the way called Voltar's Vault of Omniscient Revelations. We are currently on the Starstorm expansion, and let's see if we can get... there it is. There's the logo for the new expansion that's coming out soon, and let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. What you're going to see coming up is a character select screen. We're just going to do a quick match here and see if we can get a quick game done. Let's go ahead and go with Lone Star because mustaches. And this is the loadout screen. You have your active ability on your right click, your middle mouse click, your auto attack, and utility skills such as extra health, movement, starting money, etc., etc. And you can pick 3 out of each row. And that will be your loadout for the upcoming match. Let's see what kind of team we can pull here. This game's already underway, so I'm going to start with more money than usual. What you're seeing here is me entering the game field from the dropship above. And what I'm collecting are these little silver squares called solar, which is the in-game currency. Your currency count is down here, as are your kills and deaths. This is the shop. This is where you'll purchase whatever skills you've chosen in your loadout from before. We're going to go with the Hyper Bowl with the explosion buff and movement. Let's go ahead and jump down here. We're on blue team, so we're going to try and kill the reds. Alright. I want an enemy team down. And what you're looking at here is a 2D platforming MOBA. Yeah, we lost Ayla. Which essentially MOBAs, they stand for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. Games like Dota 2, Heroes of New Earth, Smite, and League of Legends are a very popular genre at the moment, and pretty lively. Each of them have their own respective communities. Obviously, League of Legends and Heroes of New Earth, to a lesser extent, have competitive gaming scenes going on. There's League of Legends tournaments you hear all the time, especially Dota 2, which is Steam's own Dota clone, essentially, its own MOBA. Even Blizzard's getting in on the action with Blizzard All-Stars coming out later this year, which I'm a big Blizzard fan, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now, it's not as complicated as most MOBAs, as I'm sure you probably tell. With the cartoony art style, the colorful palettes, even the interesting character designs and backstories for each of them, the game is definitely aimed at a more casual MOBA playing audience, which is refreshing, because most are so mature and so competitive that they're very hostile environments for new players to kind of get into. So it's refreshing to see a more casual take on such a serious genre that normally wouldn't even entertain the idea of having, such colorful skills and palettes and whatnot. Now, as with most MOBA games, you have towers in each lane. The goal of the game is to burn down the enemy towers and try to get to the enemy base and take out the enemy base. Obviously, take out the base, you win the game. Now, it's coming down from underneath here. Oh, okay. Now, like you saw right there, with the lack of depth that you'll get from the MOBA side of this, it more than makes up for on the platforming side. You can feel just as awesome escaping your own death as you can causing somebody else's, which isn't something that other MOBAs can really claim, as it's unique to Awesomenauts as far as the platforming element goes. Try to push this lane back a bit. Grab some health. But yeah, like I said, it's a very casual version of a MOBA, very user-friendly, very friendly environment most of the time for newer players. Now, while it is a more casual environment, there is a ranking system based on your skill levels that the game determines with its own algorithms to determine what rank you should be in and comparatively skill level-wise to your fellow players. So even though it's not as competitive, they still have the ranking system in there to make you challenged, so that you're not having some guy who's, like me, has 120 hours in the game and you're playing against guys who just installed the game 20 minutes ago. So it's a bit of a trade-off there where it's not as competitive, but having the ranking system in there kind of makes up for the lack of competitive element for people who really want that. Let's try to push this lane back to the tower here. Now, each team is made up of 3 players. You cannot have the same character on the same team, but you can have, for example, I'm Lone Star on the blue team. There could be a red Lone Star that we could be going up against right now. The droids you're seeing here are what would normally be called creeps by most other MOBA communities. I'm going to jump down here and grab this invisibility power-up, which is temporary, but obviously a game like this is very helpful. Let's see if we can do anything about this tower here. That's gone. Grab some health. Now, as you can see, it's a very fast-paced game. I would say it's more it's a quicker pace than, say, Heroes of New Earth or Dota 2. While those games can have their crazy moments, their tense moments, it's relatively common to, you know, frantically be scurrying around the map, jumping between 3 and 4 levels, platforming-wise, moving around the map, up and down, left and right. The vertical movement, being able to drop through platforms, hit a booster pad, jump across the map and escape death, or, you know, catch up to somebody as they're trying to run to safety and take them out real quick right before they get to their force field or whatnot, is very, very satisfying. But like I said, whether it's being able to escape or being actually to be the one to pull the trigger on that kill, it's very satisfying either way. Once again, we'll grab this invisibility power-up. Now, the power-ups... this is really the only map that has a power-up, like the invisibility you just saw. Normally, each map has something for the player to interact with built into the environment. There's another map where there's a low-gravity center in the middle of the map, which, you know, you fall slower, you ascend slower, but you also jump higher, which is pretty interesting. Makes for some pretty interesting aerial attacks and aerial kills. Let's avoid this. Didn't avoid it, but we got him out of the way of doing damage to the droids. We'll push the droids to the tower and take the tower out. There we go. That's a tower kill. Now, because we took down that tower, we're going to spawn a super droid back at the base. I'm going to teleport back by holding down the F key. And see what we can buy here. Let's get some bounce for my dynamite. And heal up. Now that we've healed up, let's see if we can catch up to the super droid. This is a super droid. He's got a shoulder-mounted rocket. Try and get those words right. Which does quite a bit of damage to structures and droids and players, obviously. But they can only take so much damage, and they're worth protecting. So the droids are really there to give the team an objective to hurry up and all rally around and try and get as much out of their droid as they possibly can. Let's see if we can pull off any kind of kill over here. Alright, got the droids down. Some damage there. Let's jump up here and grab some health. That's something else to note, is that each player, or I should say each character that you choose, normally have entirely different movement mechanics and jumping mechanics. Lone Star here does not jump very high compared to other characters, but buying the movement buff from the store actually gives him a triple jump ability, which gives him greater range than most people. But without the buff, he's relatively lacking as far as the movement is concerned. Now we're going to try and push down this top tower here and see if we can push into the enemy base. And like I said, once that base is gone, it's pretty much game over. Let's see what we can get done here. Try and take out these droids and do some more damage to this tower. Here comes a couple enemies over here, and so we'll kind of retreat back a little bit. But like I said, the color palette, the more casual environment really lends itself well to encourage new players to come in and doesn't appear to be very intimidating. And when I say doesn't appear intimidating, it really isn't, but MOBA as a genre can be. And I think that scares off a lot of people, and being able to have these bright, colorful characters and the 2D platforming makes it more relatable to most other people that maybe aren't used to the genre. So you do constantly have an influx of new characters, new players, I should say, which is good for the game. Obviously, more people buying the game, you know, entices the company to encourages the company, I should say, to produce more expansion packs, which we are going to be seeing here pretty soon with Voltar's Vault, which I'm greatly looking forward to. But I already have over 120 hours in this game, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. There hasn't really been a point in time where I didn't want to keep playing, but it can get repetitive. There's only a couple maps. Oop, better get out of here. There's only a couple maps, like I said, but they will be adding more in the future, which will greatly help replayability. Alright, as you can see, we still have all 4 of our towers up, all 4 of theirs are down, and it's not really looking good for them. Well, and there goes the red team, and I think it's time to go ahead and take this base out. As you can see, pretty much over here, and that's game. GG. Anyway, guys, my name's Monolith. That's been another Monolithic overview, and as always, have a nice one, and take care.